someone's playing a tickle game with a child for 2 minutes, and they say, now what do I do? I say, well, if you're working on the social goals, you try to play the tickle game for 3 minutes, or 4 minutes. And if they say, oh, he's playing the tickle game for 4 minutes, now what do I do? I say, well, if you're working on the social goals, and he's 5 years old, you want to help him to develop his attention span so it's more age typical, then you want him to pay attention for 15 minutes or 20 minutes. So if he's doing a 5-minute tickle game, great. Can you extend that 5-minute tickle game to 7 minutes? By being playful within the activity. By offering some free cycles within the activity. By adding imagination and variation. We want the eye contact. We've been focusing on that throughout the workshop. We'll see some video examples where we're incorporating that again. We want the communication. Most people, when they think of the communication, they just think of the verbal communication. But of course you can communicate in other ways. In fact, when social scientists look at communication, they sort of say that the verbal part of the communication is the smaller part, and the bigger part is the base expressions that we have, the nonverbal communication along with what we're saying, that actually we draw a lot out of that. And I can vouch for that because while I was listening this morning, the first people who were sharing, the translation in English wasn't working. So I'm picking up some of what they're saying, but a lot of it is I'm just sort of picking up from their face expressions and the tone of their voice, all of this nonverbal stuff. And what if we thought, my child can say daddy using his words, or my child can say mommy using his words, but he can also say that with his eyes. He can also say that by taking you by the hand. So, I could say the word Patricia, which is your name, but I could also take Patricia by the hand and look at her, and basically I'm saying, hey Patricia, hi, or let's go, right? So the nonverbal part of the communication, especially for a child who really struggles with the verbal, we want to make that really valuable for the child. We really want to value it so the child's encouraged to communicate with us more and more. That'll help with the effort towards the verbal communication as well. And then we want to help a child to be more flexible. This is one of the challenges for most children with autism, a certain level of rigidity or inflexibility. They want to play a limited number of activities. They want to play those limited number of activities their way, oftentimes. And so we want to help the children gradually take turns more. Take turns with whose activity do you play? Take turns with how do you play the activity? So the boy, for example, with the little animalitos, he's playing it his way, I start playing it a different way, and I'm like, you can do that too. I'm not forcing him to do it, it's okay if he doesn't want to, but I want to give him an opportunity to participate in the activity in some different ways. If you have a child who's struggling with language, focus more on the participation, the flexibility, building up the interaction. Because you can then build that up more quickly, and while you're continuing to focus on the language, but not as the main priority. So then 6 months, a year from now, if your child's interacting more, participating more, they've really moved ahead in their development, and then it's easier at that time also to see more progress with the language. Okay, so here we're going to see a little video of a boy, and he's playing with his sister.